This is Greg Canty here, and welcome to the Win Happy podcast. Stay tuned for interesting chats with interesting people about winning their lives and being happy at the same time. This show has been brought to you by Fusion Communications. Thanks for listening. On today's podcast, I chat with Magda O'Driscoll from Poland, who has very much made Crookhaven in West Cork her home since coming here 18 years ago to take up a summer job. 18 years later, this talented artist, photographer and craftsperson runs her own business, the Crookhaven Art Studio. She's married to Jimmy, a local fisherman, and she must be one of the best ambassadors for this special corner of West Cork. We chatted about how she ended up here, her huge passion for this place, and the extreme pain she suffers when she can't capture a great picture when she sees it. Let's hear from Magda. Magda O'Driscoll, yes. A huge welcome to the Win Happy podcast. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
You're telling lies. You're just after recovering from flu or some kind of a weird flu.
Better. Someone said today there is COVID going on, but I hope it's not. It's just a flu. It was the first week in the summer. Looked like a winter time. So now it's better. It's better. The mood is better, and I feel better.
So we're sitting in your art studio, the Crookhaven Art Studio, which incredibly is in the beautiful village of Crookhaven in West Cork. Before we get into it, can you tell me a little bit about the building where we're sitting?
Okay. The building is 300 years old. It has massive walls. It's perfectly stormproof. And Jimmy's family, my husband's family, O'Driscolls, they had to buy it off, as lots of Irish people. They had to buy it off, and they put their own name into the house in 1904.
Okay.
So that before... Because across from this window, if you look through that window, there was Makati's Hotel, and in maybe 18th century, for all the ships that were coming here in the harbor, and this was also a priest's house, but also at some point it served as stables for the hotel. So when we were doing the additional building on the south side and we knocked a bit of walls, there were grains in between the stones.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's like a stone and sand from the rocky beach in between, and it's a bit dumb, but it's fabulous to sleep in a storm. You hear nothing. So it's brilliant.
So literally, when the guests would have been coming on their horses,
they kept. I have no idea, like how. Maybe on the other side, because when we removed the concrete, there were cobblestones.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the horses were kept on the south side. And this side, I have no idea how that worked, but Crookhaven was massive port, and in one of the books it said there was so many ships that you could hopping from deck to deck, from ship to ship, you could cross the harbor to the other side. There was that many people, and they had a bakery, they had a cobbler, and it was busy place.
Yeah, and no sign of tourists, clearly. It was French
sailors, maybe a few pirates. There were pirates here in 1643. There was a big battle between Dutch flota and Crookhaven pirates, because they were robbing the goodies the Dutch were bringing that time to Europe from Japan.
Yeah, so it would have been a busy little working little port or little harbour.
Yeah. And it's so safe and hidden.
Yeah, it really is.
Gorgeous. It's absolutely amazing.
It's a little piece of heaven.
Yeah.
And the other interesting thing we were chatting about before we hit the record button, of course, there's that Marconi history with the signals.
Yeah.
So I was telling you about my mum and dad, and they were living in the States and JFK and all that kind of business. And you were saying in Crookhaven,
Yes.
they knew about the death of JFK
Before anyone else in Europe. Because the signal was sent here to Crookhaven, or maybe to Coast Guards on Rock Island, and then it was further out sent to London.
Yeah.
So it would be, because this is closest to point to States, so it would come here first. So everyone in Crookhaven knew before the rest of Europe.
They were the first to know.
And my husband was a small boy, and he was walking with his dad, and neighbor told them. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And for someone who has never been to Crookhaven, could you do your very best to describe the place?
Oh my God. I don't know. When I came here 18 years ago, there was no Google. There was no Google Maps. There was no photographs. To book the ticket, I booked it from Brighton. I had to book a slot of time in public library between 1 and 2 or whatever to book flights. So I never checked when I was coming. And I remember when when you see the harbor for the first time, I just couldn't believe this little peninsula and few houses. This is a dream. It's just so beautiful. And then you turn around, going around Gallicove, and you see Fastnet, and it's so narrow. The strip of land is so narrow, so the ocean is on one side and the harbor on the other side. And I just remember I left my backpack, and straight away I went to see the Fastnet across the fields. It's just so beautiful. It's remote, and it's lovely also. Like in the wintertime, there is only few people living here locally, and then in the summertime it changes so much. But those people like coming here, it's like almost like one family. Everyone knows each other. I know now. I have the shop 11 years, and I love knowing my clients, and they becoming my friends. I know them by name. I know the kids. I was also, if I'm printing the sweatshirts and I'm printing the names at the back, like I was printing for kids when they were small, and now I printed the instructors' t-shirts, and it's just, they grew so much. It's just unbelievable. It's a beautiful place. It's wild and friendly.
Yeah, it is a wild place though, isn't it? It's a bit... And it's funny with small places like this in remote locations, I'm thinking here now in Goleen, normally if you speak to someone from a place like this who is from here, and they'll tell you something like, oh, beautiful to visit, but you wouldn't want to live here. That's normally the story you get. But with here, when you meet someone, and I'm thinking, when we're in Cork City at meetings or in Dublin or whatever, when you speak to someone from here, that is never the story. It's like, oh my God, it's so gorgeous. I can't wait to get back. And it's not a place that people try to escape from. It's a place that people want to be here.
But also when I stayed here, because I came only for a summertime, I didn't think I will be staying here forever. Although I fell in love first with the place, and then I met my husband. So he was a fisherman, so I was here on my own. He left straight away in September, and I was here on my own. And later, my sister-in-law told me that they had bets in a local pub that I wouldn't last here through the winter.
Was that a good bet to take on?
Bad one. No, everyone, they didn't think I last.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask you an honest question. So 2023, a young woman comes from Poland because she's married to one of the local guys and he's off fishing. Would you be making the same bet, or would you think, no, she'll stay here?
Depends on the person.
Yeah, okay.
Depends on the person, because I can entertain myself. I love being on my own, so it suited me when Jimmy was fishing. and I'm creative, so I just every day there's something new for me. I'm driving to Golin for milk, and I'm enjoying. It's just so beautiful. Every day can be raining, can be foggy, can be sunny. I just find beauty in a place, and I do enjoy it. But if you need to have something to do, you need to. If I don't have kids, we don't have kids, so I'm not preoccupied by kids. And if there is nothing else for you to do, that could be hard.
Yeah, you might go a bit crazy.
Yeah,
possibly.
Crazy, yes.
Okay, so we've been talking about the story of Crookhaven a little bit. So what I'd like to do is find out about Magda's story. So a question that I ask all of my guests. Are you ready for this question?
Okay.
Who the hell are you and where did you come from?
Okay. So I'm Magda Wiśniewska originally, from Poland, from Wągrowiec. And I studied art and I did my master's degree in art. And I was hoping to do PhD in installation in Amsterdam, in Royal Academy in Amsterdam. And I had a bit of time in between the exams. There were 4 stages already of exams. That time, actually, you had to send the slides. There were no digital, whatever it is. There were no digital. You needed to send like a slide in the post. So that was taking time, and I decided rather than be in Poland, although there is also a story why I ended up in firstly Brighton and then Ireland. I was doing, which is a bit accidental that I left Poland, because for studying, yes, but I never wanted to live abroad. I wanted always study and then come back to Poland.
Can you tell me about the place where you're from in Poland? What's it like?
It's beautiful. It's hot, which I miss. I would say in Poland, I would say small town. It's about maybe 40,000 people. In Ireland, it's bigger than. Yeah. But it's for Poland, it's small town, and it's unusual thing in my town is there is 2 rivers crossing. It's called bifurcation. So they literally cross by 90 degrees and the water don't mix. I think there is only one like that in Europe, and there is another place in the world which the rivers cross. They're not massive rivers, and lately there was a little water, but they do cross.
Were you living in the town or in the country?
Town. Okay. In the middle of the town, busy road. We have a beautiful garden at the back, but I left quite early. I went to art boarding school when I was 14.
So a specific boarding school for art?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about your mum and your dad. What do they do?
My dad is... he was, oh my God, I remember when my dad was working, he was, as an engineer, he was working on designing the parts for ships, but they would be massive, there would be size of an apartment block, but they were designing the parts, and I remember the first computer in his office was the size of a wardrobe, and it had that pink tape with the kind of
all the holes in it.
It was gorgeous. I loved it, and the first Tetris that I played in there, I love that computer. Oh my God! And then he became self-employed, and he is very good with hands, and I think I can do sculptures as well, and I do kind of upholstery. Then so I upholstered this sofa. So I'm kind of good with renovations, and I love when I was doing my art pieces. There would be kind of also handiwork involved in it as well. And my mom was a secretary, and she's very well organized. So I think in this. In the shop, I feel like sometimes I think like I'm very well organized as my mom. She would have everything filed, and then I can do things and I'm creative, and I think maybe after my dad, but my mom is creative as well.
But you have a business, you've got a studio and to pay yourself and everything else. I think you do need that combination of creativity and being artistic.
I'm not very good business person.
And sometimes if you don't have that skill yourself, well then you need a partner, don't you?
Oh God, yeah. It's I don't have a website.
Yeah.
I'm kind of resisting it.
And it's funny because the reason I'm here is we're just pottering around Crookhaven. We had passed through a place a good number of times. We just said, well, let's pop in. I suppose the disadvantage of the website, and I know you're on Facebook and stuff, but if people do want to see your stuff and what have you, well, you're kind of reliant on them coming through your door now, aren't you?
Yeah.
So it just makes you more accessible to the outside world. And if you think about it, even anyone listening to our conversation, oh, Magda O'Driscoll, cool. Crookhaven Art Studio, and they do a Mr. Google on it to get more information.
Nothing.
Yeah. And in a way, in our business, the thing that we kind of say to all of our clients, when it comes to your story, it's really important, and I use the analogy of a bus. It's really important if you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
So you're driving your story, and it's not that you're down the back of the bus and someone else is driving it. They see, someone, there's an interview in a newspaper here, and there's something else here, and there's Greg's podcast here, and there's a Facebook page here. Whereas if it's your own website, you take control of it. This is my story. This is who I am. This is how I want to present myself.
Yes. Yes. However, I think Crookhaven, we can make it something different in Crookhaven.
Okay.
I like personal contact with people. And I think, in a way, website, I can create it, but my goal isn't to take over the world or West Cork or whatever. And those small interactions with people, I cherish, and I love talking to people. And everyone has a website. I know, but I don't know.
Yeah, well,
it's just.
Well, it sounds to me that you've a little bit of a mental block about
I do.
what the website might do for you, and in a way, that's just like a blank page.
I think it's
what you put there, and you're creative. What you put there is totally up to you. How you tell your story, and you don't have to reveal everything either.
No, but I feel like it's small. I want to keep it small. I want to keep it private. What I have, it's enough, and I'm happy with.
Well, happy is a good word. You're on the Bring Happy podcast. So, so maybe that's, and I think part of the reason why you're living here and really happy here is because it is all of those things. And maybe, let's keep it a secret. Let's keep that little bit of mystique. If you want to come and see my place, well, you come and see my place. I'm in the shop, I'm in the studio, you come and talk to me if you want to talk to me. So that's good. So your interest in art and everything, you're saying that came a little bit from your dad.
Yes, I think I'm not sure there's no other artists in my family. And I was always good at drawings and paintings. I would be I had very good, actually I have to mention, I think, I had a very good art teacher in national school. And she was the person who thought I was talented. And she encouraged me to take the parts in competitions. And even art history competitions. I love art history. So from 12 years old, I would be reading books about art. I would be studying the theories, and I would be taking part in competitions. And then she suggested maybe you should try. I was the only one in my. Oh no, there was another girl trying to go for the art school, and there's only 2 classes. It's elite. It's not massive. So you also needed to pass the exams. There were few days of exams as well, drawing, painting, even to the secondary school. So I think that teacher actually encouraged me, because my mom didn't keep any of my drawings from
didn't she?
childhood.
What was wrong with her? She's not that organized after all.
She didn't think either.
In a way, though, isn't it so important that someone in your circles, like a teacher or a friend or someone in the family, that they spot that talent that you have?
Definitely.
And they tell you, you're good at this.
Yes.
So that kind of feeds your interest. And
definitely.
If anyone tells us you're good at football, you're good at art, whatever that thing is, well, maybe I am. So, and it's a nice feeling when you're good at something. So that's, so you went to art college over there. And then, how in the name of God did you end up in Brighton? What happened?
Hold on. So the secondary school, then I went for master degree, another 5 years. And then I did interior design. I did wedding photography. And the interior design, there was one big client, owner of the chain of hotels. He didn't pay me. And then I was doing interior design for friends. We were friends, and turned out her husband, which he wasn't working at that time, and he was all the time at home when I was doing it. Oh my God, it was can I use bad word?
You can.
It was a prick. And I just had enough of him. And it was just, was cold winter in Bydgoszcz I was. In Poland, and cold winter, and was, oh my God, there was nowhere really to go unless you went to you didn't really want to go outside. It was freezing. And I said to my friend, I rang my friend in Krakow, and I said, oh my God, I cannot stand this guy. He's all the time in the flat. I just need to go away for a while from him. And I just need to skip 18 years. My friend finally left him this winter, but it took her 18 years.
Wow.
So thank God.
She has served her sentence.
Oh my God. But so I said to my friend, I just need to leave. I just cannot stand that guy anymore. So she said, why won't you go and see this friend of ours, which I lost contact with. She just came back from Brighton for 2 weeks, and she's now in Bydgoszcz in the same town when I was. I'm like, okay, I go and talk to her. And so then I met Aga, my friend. She said, why won't you go to Brighton, try Brighton, you will have your, hopefully, Amsterdam PhD. By that time you will have a better English. And it was a brilliant idea. So I went, I think it took me, I finished the interior. 2 weeks later, I think I was flying to Brighton. And I loved Brighton straight away from, oh my God, concerts, galleries, full on. It's just, Brighton is beautiful, but it's too much. It's just, I couldn't, it took, I think I lasted a month there and was like, I cannot stand that city anymore. So then I rang Aga. I said, I cannot do it in Brighton. And she said, you know what? I know a little village in Ireland. I have an email for a pub. Why won't you email them and ask if they have any work for you for the summer? So I did. It was, I left Poland in March. In February, in March, I emailed Crookhaven in. Mm-hmm. And yes, and I came here at, I think, start of April, straight away. And I couldn't believe that drive from the airport. Cork Airport that time had a fireplace. Do you remember when it had fireplace?
The old,
oh my God.
Yeah, the old terminal.
I couldn't believe coming from, was a Gatwick, and then to land in Cork, and it was so cute. I was waiting there for a while. Freddie collected me and another girl from Sweden, and we drove down, and it was getting more and more beautiful. The closer to Crookhaven we were getting, I just couldn't believe the beauty.
Yeah, when you take that route and you got closer,
get better and better.
Yeah. Even for us, like while I had been here a number of times, I know when we came down and we were looking at the house and all that kind of business, the day we came down and suddenly the view just opened up. Yeah, you think, oh my God. It's absolutely stunning, absolutely stunning. So you're in the pub, learning how to pull pints of Murphy's and
sugar! I couldn't understand my first Irish client.
Yeah.
Cornelius. Cornelius, I'm really sorry. I thought you were Swedish. I ignored Cornelius. I thought he was Swedish. I had no idea he spoke English, Irish.
Yeah.
I had no idea what he was saying. It took me a while a good while. Now Jimmy, my husband, cannot have any secrets, but I couldn't just follow. Irish people are speaking so fast. And it's just also in the village, you feel like every family, they have their own accent. Like Jimmy's family, O'Driscolls, I feel like if you listen to Notters, they have different accent. Someone else has different accent, and it's you need to navigate between. It's just
Were you welcomed here?
Yeah.
No problem.
No, I hope I didn't feel unwelcome.
Yeah.
I loved it here straight away. It was beautiful and friendly people, and it was just taken by beauty,
Yeah, and that decision to stay here then, was that because of Jimmy?
That was Jimmy, because I was. Then came September, let's say late August, and I was like, if I go back, I will never come back here, and I would never know how that love story is, because I could sense he was a good person.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand him at the beginning either, and he followed me, and I remember sitting at the pier and I was sketching St. Brendan's Church, and I can see him coming, and I'm at the end of the pier, I have nowhere to escape to. And I'm like, oh my God, what to do? I don't know what he's saying. I just nod and smile. But no, I could sense Jimmy was a good person. And that feeling it was a good decision. I just stayed and
And the sketching at that time on the pier, was that just a hobby at that stage, or were you selling?
Oh no! Just I came. Because I came back. I went to Brighton only with backpack and my soft pastels. So I also came here with soft pastels. And then of course in Ireland, then I bought the oils and whatever. I brought my favorite brushes, and I do mind my things. I have old brushes, worth the fortune, and you didn't really mind them. You have your favorite brush for painting. Yeah, but it's just, you just need to you feel like you need to, I didn't know I will fall in love with that man. So you wanted to and capture, what's the word? Just hold to that beauty, to the memories. The camera, of course, you take the photographs, but in a drawing, in a sketch, you have more feelings. There's more to it.
Yeah. So for you, when do you photograph something and when do you paint something?
Different.
Yeah. When is your decision, no, this needs to be painted? Yes,
but I do love, I absolutely love fog. That suits me perfect here.
There's plenty of fog.
Yeah, there's something mysterious about the fog, and it's just the soft colors. And in the harbor, when everything is, the fog has it's hard to paint fog. It has lots of shades in it, and it depends on the time of the day. But also always those boys in the harbor holding that orange, vibrant neon color. I love that pop of color on the almost abstract kind of foggy background. I absolutely love it. I could look at this all the time. It just makes me happy.
So your decision to open a studio, when did that happen?
I was working in jeweler shop. And then, so this actually is a specific moment, because I was all the time, as you know, there is only one road to Crookhaven.
Yeah, one way
so
in,
one way in, one way out, and all the time, if you want to go for a walk, you kind of need to go out the same way and come back the same. So on the top of the harbor, there is, in a low tide, there is set of rocks. Okay, should I go and show you the T-shirt?
Yeah.
I have it printed. I bring it.
Yeah, sure, I'll come with you, because
here.
our microphones are on. Yeah.
I actually have an old one. I found old design.
Yeah.
So there is a set of rocks.
Yeah.
Okay. On the top of do you recognize those rocks?
Yeah.
And one day I was walking and I'm like, Crookhaven rocks.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I print that on the T-shirt? Such a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
So I designed it, and then, like, I have designed it because I was taking photographs all the time and painting, but at that time I was selling them around, and I didn't have the shop as such.
Okay, so you were selling them through other people.
Yeah. So this one day, walking that road for, I don't know, 100 times already or 1,000 times, I'm like, oh my God, Crookhaven rocks. This is brilliant. Designed it, and I'm like, okay, I tried to sell few. Maybe Jimmy was fishing. He had no idea I was doing anything.
Yeah.
So I bought few hoodies, printed them, put them outside on the rail.
So outside your...
Yeah, just outside.
Yeah.
Sold. Another one. Sold. Like, oh my God, maybe I should open a shop. So, because the weather was horrible, it was raining as well. Like, oh my God, I think I need to open the shop. So one evening, because this was a sitting room. Earlier, actually, that house was, Jimmy's sisters had a restaurant here. So that house being here on a perfect spot, location like wise, it's just...
Yeah,
okay, so
the commercial premises.
Before Jimmy's sisters had it, and then so I'm like, let's move those hoodies inside. I moved the sofa myself, moved the furniture, took the television out, moved everything, organized. Next day, shop open. Okay.
So you just basically took things out of it and made space for.
He left tuna fishing at the start. There were tuna fishing, or they always went for tuna fishing at the start of this summer. And tuna, as it goes from Spain, goes through the coast of France and ends up in Irish waters in August, kind of. So Jimmy left fishing. He had his living room. I had a shop. He was away for 3 months. The season finished. He had no idea I had a shop open.
So, oh my God, what's after happening here?
He came back from tuna fishing. He's like, oh hello, I have a shop here. Sorry. But he loved the idea.
Yeah.
And it grew and grew. It's like then this room turned into more kind of dedicated to photographs and paintings. So, and it's kind of every year. I didn't expect it was, just that idea of Crookhaven rocks.
So it was the merchandise really was the first thing that you were selling?
Because I already had the photographs and paintings, because I was photographing and painting, but I was selling them in a kind of local pubs, or I had them in West Cork Art Centre. They have exhibition in the summer, so that kind of, Yeah,
and I think it is special when you do come to visit a place and it connects with you in whatever way. People do want to buy something. And sometimes that's part of being on holidays. You have money to buy things and souvenirs and all that kind of thing. But I think when you can buy things that are, excellent quality, but there's a meaning to them, that's the best of all. Now, I know that day we popped into you, we bought some T-shirts, and our friend bought, and just looking at that lovely photograph of the angry sea and the clouds and everything. That's hanging up now at home, it's lovely. But if it's something beautiful that you can take back, it's an important part of the product in Crookhaven as well, isn't it?
And that's why I think also the personal thing, because everything that I do in here, it has my personal kind, even if I'm printing a simple T-shirt, I do, if you see me thinking firstly, I change the designs all the time, and I do take lots of time in the winter time to come up with the design and make sure it's nice. And then when I'm printing, should I print in light blue? Should I print it just takes, every single thing. It's not like I'm screen printing everything white and you have 100 t-shirts the same. Every single thing. There is that personal, I hope there is that personal energy attached, and it's created here, and it's kind of a law of every single thing. It's kind of coming with a bit of love from Crookhaven.
Yeah. But it's important because when someone is wearing that t-shirt or looking at that painting or at that photograph, it's a little bit of Crookhaven that's in their homes and it's with them. And that's great for everybody in Crookhaven. So you're doing a great job waving the flag for the place. So we're in your studio. Do you want to talk through maybe some of your favorite things and why they're your favorite things here?
Okay, so I start with this one.
Yeah.
This is the August Coastal Haze, Crookhaven Harbour, and you can see the St. Brendan Church, 2 boats, 1 yacht, 2 happy seagulls, boys, of course haze, everything kind of hazy. It was last year or 2 years ago, end of August, we went for a romantic dinner to Nottages, to restaurant. And it was beautiful day. It was sunny, blue skies all the time. And then towards the sunset, that haze came just from your hill. Sometimes it's like covered like a little blanket of foggy. It's just the haze just wraps it and keeps it safe. And it came down from your hills down to the harbor, and we just ordered. I'm like, Jimmy, I'm really sorry, I have to go.
Sorry.
And it's just so lovely. And I ran quickly, camera stand, and I was taking those photographs, and Jimmy on the pier, starter came. I'm like, leave me alone. So it's just, I love that beauty. The haze, it's almost gold. I love this one.
There's a friend of mine, and she's been on the podcast. She's an artist. She's 70 now. She's mad woman. Elizabeth Cope is her name. And she talks about art. For her, I think she has a pain inside herself. And when she's on holidays or anywhere, she has to paint.
Oh my God, yeah.
She just, it's like, I have to do it. And her husband then, I feel sorry for him, but when they go, she just says, when she has to, that's it.
Yeah.
He just has to leave her because there's no point otherwise.
Yeah. But it's like in here, if I go for a walk, I always have to have a camera with me.
And is that camera or phone?
Oh no, 12 kilograms heavy camera bag. Okay. Plus, if I take stand, another 3 or 4 kilograms because I have a heavy stand to withstand the winds. So it's, it's a extra load. But I tried to run for in COVID time,
Yeah.
I tried to run. And I would just, instead of coming back relaxed after running, I was just coming back angry because I didn't have the camera with me. It's almost so beautiful that if you don't have a camera, my mind wouldn't have a rest.
So that opportunity is gone forever.
It's gone forever. It's raining and all of a sudden there is beautiful light shine.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I missed it. And I'm coming hungry and I'm cross and I'm just disappointed with myself, It's just sometimes it's almost too beautiful if you want to rest from that beauty. Nearly I should go on holidays to some ugly places to have a rest from, because it's just, sometimes it's overwhelming. And actually in the COVID at the beginning, it was giving me anxiety because I just couldn't go for a walk without camera all the time. So I just gave up. I'm not running, but I discovered in the COVID, surfing. And surfing is just fabulous. Yeah. And I don't want to have people are asking me, why won't you take a underwater camera? Just leave me alone. I don't want to think about photographs or anything. I just want to absorb this beauty. And surfing is just so relaxing. Your mind just switches you switched off completely.
You
And to
concentrate
be
on what
here,
you're doing, yeah.
yes, and nothing else. And it's so hard. I didn't think it is so hard. And sometimes waves are so big that I need to kind of encourage myself, and I talk to myself, I'm not afraid. I'm trying to paddle through, but it's all boys in the water, and they're all lovely with friends. And I'm the only one, but kind of at the end trying to do something. But it's absolutely amazing. And there was one day, sometimes the water gets really, really green, like see-through green. When the sky, it was stormy, the skies north were kind of dark purple, heavy with rain. And from the skies on the south. And from north there was sunny, and we were sitting on our boards, and the water was just this green, intensive green color. When the light, I think, penetrates through the water, because sometimes the water reflects, the light bounces off. But that time with that heavy sky, and I was like, oh my God. I came back home and I knew I wanted to paint. And I did the painting.
So then you're painting that image you have in your head.
I was sitting and was like, I just need to remember this green color and this dark green, the dark blue, purple sky, just to... Oh, the contrast was brilliant. So I was thinking that's the moment for painting, when you want to and capture these colors, and you need to memorize. You need to memorize that feeling. Oh, it was beautiful. Like I didn't... Maybe the waves weren't that great or something. Oh, the colors were amazing. Yeah. It was just so beautiful. But walking with the camera, I was going... Oh, but also coming back to photographs, I wanted to say about this one, Storm Kira of Mizzen Head. This one, because I'm not... It is black and white, because there was not that many colors. And you can see the Mizzen Bridge. It's tiny. If you compare to that wave that just broke, and it's kind of the wind making kind of wavy shape away over the bridge. It's so high.
So was it open to the public that time?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you got in there.
Oh no. You just jump across them.
Oh
I'm not saying anything. But
it's... I can't see the tourists.
No, that's a winter storm.
Yeah.
And I think they would be closed. But I had to come back for Jimmy. Jimmy hates me when I'm excited about storms, because he, being a fisherman, he just needs to be safe, and he wants to stay home. Stones on the bins, for protection.
He has respect for the water, for the sea.
Oh, yes. I don't let him to go and see me surfing, because I think he'll be panicking. So he's not allowed. But that day the wind was so strong, I had to come back home for Jimmy to hold me, so I can stand still to take a photo. I couldn't take the sharp photo with all the wind. The stand would just take off. So he just needed to hold me, and you just took the photo. There was so much sea spray you just took the photo, hide and clean the lens, and he was just holding me tight. It's beautiful. I love that photograph. And I love just those
the colors again,
mad storms, and it is just all dark skies, and then a bit of light comes and just puts the light on the wave. It's just perfect.
For you with photographs, is it a deliberate thing until you wake up on a day and think,
yes,
I'm photographing today, this is my day?
Oh no, I know every day I'll be taking photographs, most likely, unless it's really like horrible. But then if it's very bad weather, I love painting. I love when it's bad and I'm painting. But I do sometimes deliberately. I go, like I had to plan this one with the super moon rising over Galikov. That's last August, and it was, oh my God, it was just such a hot day. It was beautiful, end of August. And there is kind of distortion on the moon. I think it's because of the hot air kind of over the horizon, and that's gorgeous. I do plan. I have a notebook with the places and when they would be best photographed at what time of the day, And then also depending on the tides.
So in your head, you have a schedule, you have a plan.
Yeah. So if it's a beautiful day, I would be thinking, okay, which place could be good to photograph? What's the tide or what's the... There's lots of accidental as well.
Yeah. Is there a photograph you haven't got yet that you need to get in your head?
Oh God. Yeah, I want that moon behind the fastnet.
Yeah. That's going to be a tricky one.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe on that day if I would have gone to Brohead, it would be but also that
is Brohead the best place to photograph fastnet from, is it?
Not really, but maybe it would change the angle. But then I really like that Gull Rock in Gallikov, and that rock saves all Crookhaven, I think, from being an island. Because it takes all the storms, they break over that rock, and it's very important rock. You know how Gallikov, how narrow it is?
Yeah.
That rock is gone, we are an island.
Exactly.
Give us a few more years. And because Stormophilia, I actually don't have anyone here, but Stormophilia was massive. And a pity I don't have a Stormophilia for you, because to show you, the rocks were in front. Do you know which one is the old school house? Just before Gallikov, there were rocks on the road. The stone was massive. Wow. I went to photograph that as well.
So you're like a storm chaser.
Jimmy's panic. But it was...
Jimmy, you will kill that poor man.
Oh my God, he's so stressed with me. But he's very patient. You see, I knew he's a good man.
And all of your merchandise, the bags, the shirts, and...
Yeah, I do come up every year. I come up with a new ideas. And this year, this is a sign for an anchorage for a three-mast ship. Okay. On the nautical charts, that how you would have mapped where to anchor.
Yeah, because I got a T-shirt from you the last day, and that was the kind of logo on it with the anchor and the...
But I always do think ahead I'm already starting to think about next year what to because I have too many ideas, and then you need to narrow them to...
And you see, with this website, even more people can enjoy all of this, but you want to keep it a best kept secret, don't you?
Yes.
So tell me, what's happiness to you?
Oh, happiness. Happiness is when I can do what I want to do.
And I think that happens a lot of the time, does it? Maybe not enough?
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky because, and it's actually, it's perfect. I do love being on my own, and the art gives me that, like I just hide away, and I have my own studio, and I just be there on my own. Then with Jimmy, we just go for walks, whatever. It's lovely. And then you have all those lonely winter time, and as much as I love not to talk too much in the winter, then the summer comes and I'm almost talking too much. And I can see the queue in the shop and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I was just talking too much.
Okay, so you like hibernating?
Yes.
And being quiet. And then it's an explosion.
Yes. Yeah. And then in August I'm like, September, like, oh.
So what's winning to you then? So I think I know what makes you happy. I always talk about playing a football match, and you might love playing football. But if there were no goalposts, it would become a little bit pointless. What is winning to you? What makes you really, really happy, you know?
Oh God. It actually, I think appreciation. I think if I can share what I love, and if someone, let's say, if someone appreciates and loves, and I think each person who buys something, that's a compliment for me, and that's a winning, because I did spend time on it, and that gives me satisfaction.
Yeah, and I think for you, that's not about money or anything. It's,
no, not at
it's appreciation.
No, I'm horrible at business.
Yeah, you just like people enjoying what you've created, and I think that's...
God, should I do business?
Yeah.
You, oh my God, you will go and I will be like, about business, website. No, I won't.
That's okay. I've got one last huge question for you, if that's okay.
Okay.
What was your best day ever?
Oh, I actually have the answer. It came to my mind straight away. Actually, seeing Jimmy at the altar.
Oh, wow.
When he turned, because we were few days before the wedding, we separated, so we were staying in 2 different places. So we didn't see each other for a few days, and then he was waiting at me at the altar, and he turned, and I was like, oh my God, yes. I didn't care about anything else. Like, you plan so much to the wedding, and nothing mattered.
Where did you get married?
In Poland.
In Poland,
it was a beautiful day as well.
So all of your family, do they have any idea what he talks? Has he any Polish?
Oh, I think he's a bit cunning.
Okay. He does know. He pretends he knows nothing.
He doesn't want to. He kind of, it's very hard. It's Polish. It's hard language, but I think he just doesn't want to learn.
Yeah.
And it suits him. I don't know if he's listening. But it suits him to. I think it suits him.
Okay, so when he goes there, he nods the head and smiles at everyone.
He has few kind of. He's a very good communicator, like without language.
Yeah.
And he can joke with my family without actually. I have no idea how is he doing this, because we were just in Poland for a lovely wedding of my godson, and it was a lovely wedding, and Jimmy was just. He was drinking with family. I have no idea what was he doing. Yeah.
Well, in Ireland we have that little tradition with our alcohol, the universal language.
I know.
Yeah, you can have a few drinks and say cheers.
And the pubs are so important in Ireland.
Yeah.
It's just like locally, you just exchange of information in the winter time.
You see in a community like this.
Community.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We were actually here. It was our anniversary, and we said we'd come down again to have a look at the area. I think it was just the second time we had seen the house. So
What month was it?
In December, and we had the 2 dogs with us. We were like, oh my God, the dogs we were hungry. Could we get a sandwich, and takeaway? And then inside in the pub, come on in.
And the dogs as well.
Yeah, and I think they were doing up Sullivan's at the time, so it was inside in Nottages. And what a lovely community feeling. There were people coming in and out.
Yeah.
I think there were more dogs in there than people.
Yeah, you can bring them. That's lovely.
And it really was lovely. And I think we were getting really excited about the idea of spending lots of time down here. Because even when it's in winter. Well, what did they say about Sullivan's? Is it open 364 days of the year? It only closes on Christmas Day. Yeah. So it's lovely.
And the fireplace in there is just absolutely gorgeous.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So Magda, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
Everyone cannot check you up on your website. And they cannot follow you anywhere except Facebook, I think.
Facebook and Instagram a bit, yeah.
Yeah. But, so you're not a total hermit.
No, I love Facebook because you know what? I have this project that is going for a few years already. That I take every day. I take a photograph from the studio above.
Yeah.
The same frame, and it's just to document how Crookhaven is changing from day to day through the seasons. So this is quite lovely, and my family. I didn't think it. There's a lot of people who loves this, that they can keep in touch with Crookhaven outside the season as well. If they miss Crookhaven, because I think everyone who comes here just loves it here.
I think you're right.
And it started only when my family. I said nobody comes now, because if my friends or family when they came here first, of course everyone's wants to come back. And I'm like, okay, nobody comes in the summer, I'm working.
Yeah.
And they being here in the winter, they're like, to whom are you selling those things? There's nobody here. I'm like, yes, there are loads of people coming. So I started actually taking a photographs just to prove to my family and friends that actually Crookhaven gets busy in the summertime. And it just turned out, it's a lovely thing. And also over the COVID, I got loads of cards saying thank you for just, keeping us in touch with the place we love. There's lots of Americans, people from UK, and it's just really, really lovely.
Can you imagine if you had a website?
No.
And they could buy things from the place and all that. No, but that's okay. You don't have to do that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for listening to the When Happy podcast, which has been brought to you by Fusion Communications. If you'd like to get in touch, feel free to send me an email at greg@fusion.ie. So until next time, take it easy.